My name is Mark Nicholson. I'm 55 years old. I live in Rishton, married to Kerry, who also comes to church, and I've got three wonderful children, who are Oliver, Harvey and Lily. My passion is caring for people. I've done that for 36 years, I think. We started at Coldstones in 1988, and from there I've kind of worked with learning disabilities, community mental health, children, adults with physical disabilities, and I feel that's my area where I like to put my heart into and get a lot of rewards from it. My life before knowing Jesus, well, you see, I've always kind of been, since I'm little, I've always kind of known but not embraced it. Well, I'm embracing it now in a different way completely. I was brought up by my mother and father, but my mother had more of a faith, and she used to be a member of the Methodist Church at Antley when she was younger. And I since then went to Baptist Church, and when I got married my children went to Church of England, so I've been through many churches until I've come to Brave Church. But I've always had a faith, but I didn't really know how to accept Jesus in the way that I have since I've started here. I got diagnosed in December 14, 2020 with ADHD at 52 years old. I've had many struggles all my life, and when I got diagnosed, I got sent some medication, and basically that was it. I had to go out and source ADHD, what it meant, how it felt. All my life I felt lost, I didn't fit in. I felt vulnerable, not accepted. Look a bit different. People had terminology for me. They said that I was a bit odd, a bit strange, a bit different. Before my diagnosis, I'd spend the day masking, trying to fit in with others. I've got lots of positives and negatives from my ADHD, which along the way made me a target for many people. What actually makes me who I am is because I feel a sense of being judged and put down all my life. I feel that emotion that other people go through. Because I feel it, I'm able to understand it in other people. So I've cared for so long for vulnerable people, because that's an emotion that I also suffered from before, but no longer. I found Jesus, I found my true self, and I'm so confident with who I am. So I'd like to share that with many other people out there that have hidden disabilities. There is answers in help, and Jesus is the main one to focus on. I decided to get baptised because I feel I'm whole at the moment. I feel that I've got Jesus in me. I'm not as anxious as I was before. I wake up with a smile, go to bed with a smile. I kind of radiate a different person within me. I feel that's Jesus, and things happen. People say that it's just luck or fate. Well, I don't believe it. I think it's Jesus. There's a reason for why things are happening. So I wish when I get baptised to leave everything in the water. I'd like to say thank you to many people that I've come into contact with at Brave Church. I'd like to thank Craig and Deborah for accepting me to Brave Church. I know the other people that I've met. I'd like to thank Steve and Gail for the worship group they attend on a Wednesday evening, and all the other people that attend with me. All the people that have come and see during the week for a drink in the cafe. And I feel I've got a really good connection with lots of people here, and I hope to expand that. I'd like to thank my wife, Kerry, who's had a faith for many years but only returned to it with myself last October. She's well versed on the Bible, and she's given me answered lots of my questions and helped me to gain my faith. I'd like to thank everybody for sharing this day with me on my baptism, a new life ahead. Thank you.
Hey, my name's Stephen. I have a real passion for films. I went to university in Leeds and I got a degree in film. So I enjoy going to the cinema, and I'm a big fan of the latest blockbusters, and I enjoy taking a friend with me. I'm a bit of a geek with films. I'll sort of like pause the film and sort of assess the shot, and that's purely through what we had to do at university. For work, I actually work in housing, so I deal with a lot of the contact from vulnerable tenants because it's social housing. So we get a lot of people that are really desperate to find a home. They have a lot of vulnerabilities and they're a very high priority. So I do feel that I do give a lot to the community in helping people find a home, and then making sure that when they've moved in that they feel comfortable, and giving them, you know, a service that they need. And the housing company I work for has a real focus on tenants and you know, delighting them and giving them that independence they need. So yeah, I enjoy what I do for a living. My life before Jesus, it's quite a challenging question for me, because I was actually baptised in my mother's womb. I had a blessing as a baby before I was even born. It sort of gave me a stepping stone. I've had that feel of Jesus, but now I'm making a step where I'm gonna be baptised through my own decision. I just feel it's time, and I've discussed it, I've thought it through, and I just feel absolutely ready to do this. Before I knew Jesus, or whilst I was still getting to know Jesus, and I was actually doing some youth radio at a local church, it was there that God spoke to me for the first time, in all honesty, and I'm not entirely sure what he said. It was a very emotional experience, and one that stayed with me. And my friend, who's in the audience today, he would be able to you know, back me up on this experience, because he also encountered it. It was just breathtaking that Jesus spoke to me. From that moment, I sort of knew that I had to follow this journey and find out what exactly he was trying to say. There's times that I am still trying to figure it out, and I guess that's the beauty of the journey. It's been challenging in terms of developing the relationship and keeping on track. Before I found Brave Church, I went to a variation of churches, and I did feel Jesus' presence at those churches. It's just I wasn't fully resonating with it. When I came to Brave Church, the worship here and the people, it just felt like a safe sanctuary. I spent years and years plucking up the courage to come to this church, and when I walked in and seeing Welcome Home, it was very, very compelling, and it was great to see Jesus in so many people, and the fact that they wanted to know more about me, but also get me involved, helping other people through the welcoming team, which I've been helping out on, which I've been really enjoying. And I feel that from doing these things, it does strengthen my relationship with Jesus. There is a Psalm 139, 13 to 15. I'm gonna have to read it from my phone. For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. And I've actually got that psalm on my door in my bedroom. It's been up there now for about 6 or 7 years, and it was given to me whilst I was attending a Bible group in the past, and it's just something that has really spoke to me, and it just empowers me to know that Jesus, he knows everything about me. Every part of me is designed through Jesus and decided through Jesus, and that is just so amazing, and that is why it's one of my favourite psalms, and I think it's probably going to be on my bedroom door forever. So I've decided to get baptised, and this is my decision, and that's the beauty of it. I feel that now I'm making this choice. It's took a lot of consideration and a lot of conversations, but ultimately I feel ready. Last year was a very, very difficult year in terms of my mental health, and that's constantly been a struggle. But through Jesus and it allows me to clear up my headspace when it all becomes a bit hazy. There is things that I want to leave in the water when I am baptised. Some of them are deeply personal, and I have shared them with selected people within the church that I trust. There was a scripture that was mentioned in one of the services recently that mentioned that when things are taken away from you, don't try to get them back. And I think that it's such a powerful piece of scripture, because I mean, it's so easy to overthink things that you've lost or decisions that you've made in the past that was the wrong ones. And if you think, if I could go back, I would change that, I would do it differently. But I think it's just better to just leave it in the past and don't try to get it back. And for me, I'm just going to leave my sins in the water and just be reborn, and that is the thing I'm most looking forward to. I'd like to show gratitude to my mum and my dad, who's always been there for me through the ups and downs, and that they always are supportive. They may at first think, wow, that was a horrible decision or a bad decision, but ultimately I feel that it's good to have that safety network. I'd like to thank Brave Church as a whole. The people here are just so kind. It can be very difficult to walk in a church, especially if you suffer from anxiety. You can think all kinds of doubts. I feel that through coming to church and worshipping and being amongst other Christians, it really does help. And hearing their testimonies, hearing their stories about how God has interacted in their life, it's been really amazing. After I have been baptised, I hope that I can strengthen my relationship with Jesus. I want to read more of the Bible. I enjoy watching YouTube videos of various preachers. I want to do that more. I also want to leave things with Jesus instead of obsessing over various things that I really shouldn't be obsessing over. So I'd like to say I'm very, very thankful for everyone that's come to my baptism and that's sharing this experience with me. It's so appreciated, and it'd be nice to, if I've not already spoken to you, you can come and speak to me, and we can learn more about each other and each other's journey. And yeah, thank you very much, and enjoy the coffee and the cake.